Hi, so today we're going to be using the Jesmonite to make a nice seashell. I've not used this medium before, so I thought it'd be something nice to try. Just going to measure everything out. So I'm just measuring the liquid first, and then I'll measure out the powder. It took a lot longer. I think it was meant to be something like 70 grams, and it just, I kept thinking, okay, this is a lot. Just as I was kept trying to more powder, and I just never seemed to get there. And of course, I would spill some. So then we go on to the mixing, and it probably would have been easier if I had put the powder into the liquid, but I done it the other way around. I'm sure it really matters. So it really looks like plaster of Paris in a way. I'm sure it's quite similar. So just trying to get it all smooth, get all the lumps out, make sure it's really nice consistency for pouring. And just trying to decide on some colours. So in this one, I decided to try and make the sort of light pink colour. So I'm putting in the white first, and then in a little bit I will mix in some of the red that came with the pack. It does come out quite a lot darker than I expected, but it came out quite nice still. There we go. So we're getting to a really nice colour. You can see all the little bits of powder that's been on my gloves or whatever. They're all starting to come off. So yeah, added a bit more white because I thought it was just still too red. Probably just added too much red in to begin with. But as I say, I haven't used this medium before. So onto the pouring, and it is a lot thicker than resin. So I wasn't quite sure. I find it really difficult getting it in the mold. So now I realise what those little hammers are for. But it's good. Just managed to kind of squidgy the mold and try and get it all down into all the corners, every little bit. And I wasn't sure whether or not, as it would set, that the colour would lighten a little bit. I think it did probably lighten a little bit, but not much. And yeah, you can see I'm still being messy. So it just takes quite some time just to make sure that you get all the little bubbles out, every bit of the mold filled, and just try and get it right. As I just kept kind of squidgying it and banging it onto the table just to try and make sure all the bubbles came out. I wasn't sure whether or not, it was something like with resin where you could maybe use heat or anything like that to kind of help the bubbles. And yeah, as you can see, my gloves are always too long. They're too long for my fingers, so I end up being super messy because they just get in the way. Is that awareness just isn't quite there. But yeah, it's a little messy on the outset, but yeah, the gloves just don't help me. So I thought, right, I'll do the torch anyway. I don't know if it can or not, but I did it. So let's see the outcome.
I've left this for the 20 minutes that it says it needs to set. So let's try and demold. Hopefully it's easy enough to demold. I've not used Jesmonite before. I don't know if it's gonna be easy or not. Ooh. That's good. That breaks off some of that stuff. A bit of the spillage. Oh man, that's actually really hard. I don't want to damage the mold. Right, doesn't say anything about demolding. Yeah, just just demold. Let's see, right. I've already seen like a couple of little air bubbles. There we go. I'm getting there, getting there. Yeah, there we go. There we go. It's hard, but it wasn't too bad. It's actually still warm. Didn't realise it would do that. Probably should have left it for another few minutes. As you can see, there's just like a few little bubbles in there. That's not too bad. I did have a bit of trouble trying to get into that area, but again, nobody's going to see that. It's going to be my little soap dish, so nobody's really going to see that anyway. But yeah, I think that came out quite well. It's nice. It's a nice smooth finish actually. Yeah, and I mean, I think it would have been nicer if it was a paler pink, more of a pastel-y colour. But I think that's nice enough actually, because it's not like proper red like the paint that I've spilled everywhere. But I'm still trying to clean up. But you know, it's come out really well. I think it's quite a nice colour. Kind of more of a coral, I think, which is quite nice. And coral, that's a good theme for a bathroom. For some soap. Sorry, I'm just kind of cleaning up as going here, which you don't want to say. But yeah, I'm really, really pleased with that. I mean, for a first attempt, having never used it, but I'll have to make sure try and do more squidgies in future to try and make sure all those air bubbles come out. But other than that, it's come out pretty well, and I think that's going to make, well, for me it's going to be a soap dish, but you could use it for like a trinket dish. I don't really know much about Jesmonite, so I don't know if it's, you know, I know it's kind of being classed as a resin kind of substitute, so I know in some terms it is safer, but I don't know in terms of food contact, if there's any difference, if it's safer or not. You know, because you could put yourself out a little portion of nuts there or whatever. I think that would be quite nice as well. Or a scallop. Presentation for a scallop. Which would be very, very fun. But yeah, I'll not be going down that route. It's gonna be a soap dish for me. Just stick to that. So I'm happy. I'm pleased with that first attempt, and I have plenty more of the Jesmonite. This is the one that I used. It's this one from Resonate, which I just picked up from, might have been from, I was going to say Debenhams. It wasn't Debenhams. John Lewis. It was off their website. So yeah, by the way, I mean, I like, yes, I'm showing a brand, but I bought all this stuff myself. Nobody's sponsoring me, unfortunately. So if you do wish to sponsor me, feel free to have a word. But for now, I'll leave it at that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.